All right, you talk?
No.
No, I talk.
Oh.
Good morning. You get it? Because we're our podcast, which is starting right now, is called Rand and Rhys in the Morning.
I did get it.
A reference to something that we don't understand.
Wait, I do. Do you not?
No.
Oh.
Anyway, do you want to tell the great people out there what we're doing today for our virgin? What's it called? When a boat leaves the harbor for the first time?
It might be Virgin. I don't know.
For
That's
our
kind of
virgin podcast.
Gotta pop the cherry.
We're gonna pop this cherry. Pod this cherry.
All
right, that's
that's
the new
good.
name of our podcast.
Pod the cherry.
Pod this cherry.
Or just this episode, though.
I don't know.
I think that'd work better.
Okay.
But Rand came up with a list for movies and TV shows, certain categories, and we're gonna answer that.
It's
list.
our award show.
Yeah.
I have a name for the awards. You ready?
Yeah.
The Abeds.
That's good. That's good.
Because it's a reference to that I don't understand. We're gonna start with TV because I have
cool.
less categories for that. Anyway, 2022 was a great year for TV. Probably. Do you think you watched enough?
I rewatch a lot of shows.
Me too. This year especially, I rewatched
Yeah.
a lot. The year prior, 2021, I watched 100 new seasons of TV. This year, I got like 50. So,
Yeah, I doubt I got even close to 50.
all right. Anyway, we're gonna start with the best comic book TV show. Both of us have not seen Ms. Marvel or She-Hulk yet.
I don't think that would change anything.
It might.
Maybe.
All right. What do you think the best? Let's go through them all. Let's talk about it. So we got Peacemaker. That was early on.
Was Peacemaker this year?
Yes.
Oh,
I can check, but yes.
dang. All right. Well, Peacemaker might now be my answer. I kind of forgot about
Don't
it.
tell them. Yeah, it was 2022. We're gonna
Oh.
go through what came out
I
after
didn't
that.
say my answer.
All right. We got Peacemaker,
Moon Knight,
Moon Knight. We got
Miss Marvel,
Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk,
Young Justice.
Young Justice. Did you watch that?
I did.
Did you watch Titans? Did they have any seasons?
I didn't
this
watch
year?
it. I think I don't know if it came out this year, but a new season came out recently.
And Doom
I
Patrol.
did not watch it.
I didn't
Same with
watch
Doom
them either.
Patrol.
I'm going with Peacemaker. I thought Moon Knight was spectacular,
I had
But
Moon
I'm-
Knight initially.
but I'm going with Peacemaker.
I think
that
I'll go
was
with Peacemaker too.
very enjoyable. A brush of very dirty air.
The intro theme song thingy. It's my
Yeah.
favorite thing ever. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I want to learn the dance.
Most promising show. So this is a show that came out this year or came out, in the past few years that you just now watched, and you think the next few seasons are going to be unbelievable. They're going to be mind-blowing, and you can't say 1899 because it was just
Hey,
canceled.
it might get picked up again. I signed a petition.
You can say that's the most promising show if you want. If you
I
think so.
have it as I put 2 down.
What was the
I don't
other
know
one?
if I got Severance.
I haven't seen Severance
I
yet.
think Severance has an incredible premise. Same with 1899. So I think they're
Okay.
both promising. Albeit you're right. 1899 is canceled because Netflix is stupid.
How does Netflix make money? I mean, I know how it makes
I
money,
don't-
but it doesn't make any sense.
They have so many popular shows, and they put out so much stuff. I understand some get canceled, but it seems like
Right.
they can very consistently
They al-
cancel
they-
shows that people love.
They almost always do 3 seasons, I found.
Yeah, and that's
or
what
2. I think they always, when they sign a show, they always do 3. Like, okay, we'll go for 3. And then if it doesn't do well, they cancel it. But I'm going to go with The Rehearsal, the Nathan Fielder show.
Oh yeah, that's a good answer.
Because, I mean, come on, it's Nathan for
Yes,
you.
and it's hilarious.
But on HBO, it's great. Did you actually watch it?
I watched some of the episodes. I didn't finish it.
I didn't finish it either just
Yeah.
because I was like, this seems heavy. There's some unbelievable, that show is as funny. I think I texted this to you when I first watched it. This feels like Nathan for You, but kind of matured a little bit.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, obviously, he's grown as a person, Nathan Fielder.
We
and
hope so.
He's grown up. He got taller.
did he?
Probably not. Did you hear that petition to make him the new Flash?
I think so, and I love it. It would be the most awkward
I'd
thing
say
ever. And
make
only...
him the new Flash. Make him the new Mira. How do you say it?
Mira.
Yeah, the new Aquaman lady. She's more than that.
I think. Well, yes.
Make him the new
everything in that movie.
Superman. Make him the new Jimmy Olsen. But yeah, I'm gonna say that's the most promising show. Check my list. I probably should have prepped more for this.
That's perfectly fine.
No, it's really not. If I was smart, I'd edit this out. New seasons.
No, you shouldn't. I ran about
I mean,
1899.
When did The Boys season 3 come out? Was that this year?
It was this year.
That's not the most. That's already solid. It's.
Yeah.
I'd say it has to be the first season for a promising show.
Yeah, I love it, but I wouldn't say I'm not more excited for season 4
I'm
than I am
changing.
for
Okay, I'm
other
not
shows.
changing my answer, but honorable mention to the show Reacher.
I don't even think I've heard of it.
Do you know about the novels that all dads read, like Jack Reacher?
I do know Jack. I've heard Jack
They made a
Reacher
TV
before.
show that, like, the last Jack Reacher was Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And Jack Reacher, the character, is canonically like 6'5",
Oh.
250 pounds, blonde.
Oh.
Like, he's just
So it's not Tom Cruise.
No. But this show, I didn't think I'd like it because it
Uh-huh.
seems kind of like a generic, it's an action,
Mhm.
badass man kind of thing. But it's so funny
Is
because
it?
they do not take themselves seriously. There's a lot of stuff in the show where, like, Reacher is like a robot man. He's a giant
is?
person. He's like a
So
little...
he should be played by Nathan Fielder.
Yes. But the guy they get, he's either Hawk or Dove. Hawk, I think, from Titans.
Okay.
The show I've seen 2 episodes of, but he's in those 2 episodes.
Got you.
And he's great. But he plays Reacher. He's huge. And there's a scene where he's dancing with a love interest. And the love interest is like, smiling in his chest. And they cut to his face and he's just doing no expression. Just like the biggest, like, guh face that, like, you can ever. Guh? Like that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Dang, now I want to watch that.
Little Demon.
Haven't seen
Pretty
it.
solid.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that until it gets bad, probably. But yeah, I'm going to go with The Rehearsal for my most
I
relevant
like that.
show.
Yeah.
And then the best show that came out this year, I'm also going to say The Rehearsal. I want to preface, I usually watch more TV. There's a lot of stuff this year that I didn't get to. Unfortunately, I should have. But my answer might be different. If I watched
Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel,
Yeah.
She-Hulk, if I finished Atlanta. I love
Oh,
Atlanta.
yeah.
There's season 3 and 4. I haven't started it yet just because I'm like, okay, I want to be very present for this.
Search
And
Party
also,
season 5.
Search Party season 5. Did that come out this year? It
Did
did.
come out this year, January.
Is that your best show?
No.
You're a piece of shit.
I kind of forgot about it until this exact moment.
But yeah, I'm going The Rehearsal. What do you say best show of the year?
I put 1899 again.
You would.
I absolutely love that show.
I need to watch that. Everyone out there, hold me accountable. If I don't watch it within the next 5 years, someone shoot me in the foot.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the best show we watched just in general. Like, not necessarily came out this year that we watched and think it's the best show we saw. What would you say?
I put Atla, but I think that's kind of unfair because
Okay.
I rewatch that every
You do
single
watch
year.
that a lot.
So I also put Dark, believe it or not.
Okay.
I've been trying to get him to watch it a lot. It's from the same people who made 1899. It's a cinematic masterpiece, in my opinion.
Okay.
They do an incredible job with it, and I'm obsessed with it.
I'm going to go with, oh my God, Invincible. I rewatched Invincible.
Oh, Invincible's so good.
When I rewatched all The Boys after season 3 came out, and I remember telling you, I was like, The Boys might be better than Invincible. And you're like, you're an idiot. No. And so I rewatched Invincible, and I'm wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Invincible is unbelievably good.
It's
and
insane.
I
The last
cannot wait.
episode is so good.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
next season comes out this year, I'm fairly certain.
it?
Yes. I can check real quick, but yes.
Yeah, I want to say I saw stuff about that.
Honorable mention, I watched The Boondocks. Really great.
I've been wanting to watch that.
It's really
Yeah.
something. It's like one of my favorite Adult Swim shows. If I had to do like
Gotcha.
a top 5, it's probably number 3.
Oh, I also... Sorry, I just thought of this. Samurai Jack
Season
Season
5.
5 is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. Art style is probably my favorite of anything ever.
Yeah.
Maybe
that is-
Spider-Verse. Yeah, that's right.
Samurai Jack Season 5 is some of the best TV you will ever watch. I
Yes.
think that's exactly how I pitched it
Yeah,
to
it
you
was.
years
And that's
ago.
why I watched it. And I watched the first episode and I was like, holy shiz, this is beautiful.
Yeah, Invincible Season 2 comes out this year.
Does it say
So, no, not yet.
Dang.
It might actually.
At least
not.
I have something to look
does
forward
not.
to now.
I know, there's nothing else. Anyone out there who might listen to this, let me know. Don't spoil Invincible for me, but should I read the comics? Because I like the show so much that I kind of want to see it like unfold as it comes out, but also I like the story so much I kind of want to like read it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's fairly faithful. I think I've heard that it's pretty accurate to the comics. There might be a few
I've heard that too.
notable
yeah.
differences, but would it ruin the show potentially if I watched or if I read the comic novels? Honorable mention for best show of the year is Westworld season 1 and 2, and then worst show of the year, Westworld season 3 and 4. I cannot believe how bad that show got.
Yeah, I was going to ask if we were going to do like a
We can do a
most
worst one.
disappointing or something.
Yeah, what do you?
I had an answer and then I just
We have a
forgot about
most disappointing movie, and I was gonna say Westworld
it.
because Westworld season 1 is so great. There are 2 twists. One of them I saw coming. One of them blew my mind.
Oh.
And then in the past week, I was listening to like an old podcast, and they were talking about like the first season of Westworld as it was coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and they floated the theory that this might be the thing, which is the twist I didn't see coming. So like,
Oh wow.
Some people might not have been as mind blown by that as I was, but Westworld. Okay, I'm gonna spoil Westworld for
That's
you
fine.
and for everyone. You know what the premise is, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell everyone else at home, I guess. Westworld is about a like amusement park sort of thing. It's like a very realistic. Rich people go, they pay a lot of money to dress like cowboys, and they have what they call hosts, which are like robotic humans with like a mind of their own who are stuck in these loops where they have to do the same thing every day. But when the like visitors, the humans go, they can change the storyline. If you like shoot someone, doesn't matter. If you like rape someone, doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
It's like just rich people doing fucked up things to these robots, and maybe they get like self-conscious. That's not the word. Maybe they get
The
like
robots? They get sad?
maybe the robots become self-aware. Maybe they don't, by which I mean they do because I'm spoiling this. So season 1 is just about them becoming self-aware. Season 2 is about they are self-aware and they're killing the humans.
Oh.
So every
that's good.
human who's in the park is now on the run, trying to get away from them, trying to escape. Then that season ends with the host. They get out into the real world. And then seasons 3 and 4 become this really generic spy thriller where it's like a host pretending to be a human, like seducing people and doing this like.
Oh.
It's just I could not believe how much worse it got. It became so generic and there was no like cleverness to it. Like the first
That's
2 seasons were
yeah.
very smartly written. I thought they were well done, well crafted, but seasons 3 and 4 dog shit. I'll say it.
Good.
No, if no
You're
one
the
else
first
will.
person to ever say it, I think.
I might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't listen to. I have never listened to a season 3 and 4 podcast on Westworld.
No one wants to
fuck
make 'em.
that show. I mean, it's a great show. But anyway, what was your most disappointing show of the year?
I didn't actually watch this all the way through, which might add more to it. But I'm gonna say How I Met Your Father, because How I Met Your Mother is probably my favorite sitcom.
Okay.
And
I mean, you're wrong, but
I-
you're forgetting
how-
about
no,
2.5 Men.
dang it, you
Do
got
you
me
know how
there.
that show ends? 2.5
No.
Men. You know how? I'm sorry, I just derailed you.
That's fine.
entirely. You know what's his face? Charlie Sheen.
Yeah,
He got kicked off the show.
yeah, and Ashton Kutcher.
And then Ashton Kutcher came
Kutcher.
on. And apparently, and I don't know if this is, I haven't seen this, but I
Okay.
was told that it ends with the creator of 2.5 Men. It like cuts to him, and then he says some like mean stuff about Charlie Sheen, and then it cuts to like the back of someone's head that's supposed to be Charlie Sheen, and they drop a piano on him.
Why?
I don't have any idea.
It's a very strange show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, How I Met Your Father.
Yeah, because like I said, How I Met Your Mother is probably my favorite sitcom, and I've been rewatching it like every year again, and so I was excited for it. I didn't have that high expectations, but I watched the first episode, and in the first 5 minutes, I wanted to like, I don't even know.
Drive to Hollywood and burn that to the ground.
Yeah,
that television
I think that's a
show.
perfect. No, it was like the first few jokes do not land at all. They're horrible and so freaking forced, and I was pissed. So then I stopped watching. I don't think it has. I think it finished season 1, and then Robin shows up, and I'm sure that was cool.
Oh,
but
from-
outside of that,
from Batman.
Yeah.
The comics.
yeah, it was very confusing.
What?
but
Wait, Robin shows up?
Yeah.
Is this set in the same universe?
Yeah,
I don't.
they're in the same apartment as.
I'm not really swayed to watch the show.
Yeah, no,
now.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I refuse to watch it. But
Are you swayed to watch the ending of 2.5 Men now? Because I kind of am.
kinda just the ending though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch all of that. Do you have anything else you want to say about TV? What television show from this year that you haven't seen yet do you need to like catch up on aside from Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk?
I do need to not rewatch. I need to watch the new season of Rick and Morty.
I was gonna say Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty, Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I didn't watch House of the Dragon. I don't really care about Game of Thrones that much.
I don't either.
I didn't watch the Lord of the Rings one. I didn't watch The Wheel of Time, even though it was named after the main character.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
It's
that.
a lot of fantasy that I didn't watch, but I don't really.
I'm not a huge fan.
I'm not sure I'm gonna watch that. Okay, I'm
Watch
gonna move on to
Wednesday.
movies.
Yeah.
We're gonna start. Oh shit, we forgot to say the Abed for best comic book TV show goes to Peacemaker. The Abed for most promising show goes to Rehearsal and whatever you said, 1899
And Severance.
and Severance. Are they doing a second season for Severance?
Yes. I think.
Anyway, you get it.
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll get better on the movies. The Abed, and this isn't up for debate,
Mm-hmm.
for worst named movie that I haven't seen goes to Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time. If you're out there and know what that is, why? Why is it named that?
To sound cool.
It doesn't sound cool. It sounds like a computer made up a name for something it didn't understand.
Yeah.
Like one of those random name generators.
It might have. I know there's one scene in Community where I think Abed's criticizing how something's named, and it sounds kind of like that, where it's just random subtitles at the
So
end.
this deserves the Abed.
This does deserve the Abed.
I have a
yeah.
screenshot of it. I don't know if it is still at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it was at one point at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Maybe it
Never
still
gonna
does.
watch it because it seems like I wouldn't understand it.
Have you seen Evangelon 2.0 plus 1.0? Twice upon a time.
No, I am not even. I
If it's
I
not
wouldn't be
named
able
that,
to
I'm
follow
gonna be
the story.
pissed.
I don't think it's. I doubt this is even the third movie. It's probably the first one.
Yeah.
Or it's like because Evangelion, it's an anime.
Oh, well,
Of
that explains
sorts.
a lot.
Yeah, does it?
Yeah, they have really long names all the
Is it
time.
Neon Genesis Evangelion? It's something like that. I don't watch
Oh, I know
much
what you're talking
anime
about.
mostly because if I start it, I will get obsessed and just watch a ton of it, and I'm not ready to commit myself yet.
Got you.
Okay, anyway, we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Jumping off of that terrible title, what would you give the Abed for best title for a movie?
I wanted to say Thor: Love and Thunder.
It's a good title.
Because like it fits. Like when he says it at the end, you
Yeah.
see both love and thunder, and
Right.
it's like, oh, that's cool. That's
Even
clever.
before it came out, I was like, that's a great title. It
Yeah.
sounds like just like 80s rock.
And it's the theme of the movie. It
Right.
fits perfectly, regardless of the movie.
I'm gonna give it to Top Gun Maverick. No, I'm not. I'm gonna give it to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness because that's such a fun title.
I think I love the title. I feel like we don't see enough multiverses
No, there's
for
not.
it to be Multiverse
There's
of
not.
Madness.
It's not
but
too mad. It's pretty mad, but
Like-
I think that's such a like. I want all comic book movie titles to be that.
just really weird.
Just very like 70s. Like, oh, Doctor Strange. It's not Doctor Strange and the multi. It's in.
In
Sounds like a stage play.
that is, it makes I like that though. I kind of forgot it said in. I always
Yeah.
think of colon
No, I think it's good that it says in.
in.
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Great title.
Yeah,
Very.
I put everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That's a good one. The
Yeah.
Batman, I think, is
Fitting.
I think it's a great name. Like
Yeah.
even before the movie came out, like we have like Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, and we don't. Have, it's not. That's not what it's called. But
I think
we
I
like
know.
Batman, whatever. Like I want the Batman. I think is a good name.
And it helps kind of show. I think maybe now they might spin off of the Batman, but it was gonna be its own thing, as I think it should be its own thing. And
I think
so
it
having
will
it be
stay that
just
way.
the
There's
Batman,
no
I
way.
think is pretty good.
Even though I think that Batman is the best Batman we've seen, I think he would get trounced in like a real superhero universe.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, obviously he's early days. It's like year 2 or whatever, right?
Mhm. So maybe he gets more like Arkham Batman eventually.
Yeah.
No one beats Arkham Batman.
Ben Affleck might, because he's got a bunch of guns.
I don't think it matters. People shoot at him
That's
all the
true.
time.
So the Abed, I'm gonna give it to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. You can give it to whatever you want.
I'll give it to probably Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay, that's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Best comic book movie of the year.
Do you want to go first?
Yours is the Batman, right?
It is the Batman.
I don't think the Batman's that good.
I think it compared to the rest of them this year, I think it's the best. Like easily.
I think Doctor Strange is better. I love that movie. It's
I
so
love
fun.
Doctor
It's so
Strange. I did.
cartoony. It's so like over the top, like comic book stuff.
I think it was very entertaining, but I think the Batman, if I will say the Batman's ending was a little bit too long. That's the thing I dislike the most. Like I don't
That was a
care
long ending,
about
actually.
them
Yeah, I forgot about that.
motorcycling off together.
Right.
Like just end the movie. I don't care. But I think the movie itself is
I think
so
it's a
good.
solid movie, but I didn't love it. I remember disliking it more than most people seem to.
Yeah, I was obsessed with it. Well, that was.
We're not.
I think Meek disagrees with us.
I mean, Black Panther. I like Black Panther.
I liked Black
Wakanda
Panther a lot.
Forever probably more than I like the Batman.
I think I like the Batman more. I will say
Yeah, you
also that was like my first date too, so I might just have fond memories of it.
Oh.
But at the same, regardless, I love the movie. I think out of all of them, that's the one I'd rewatch the earliest.
I feel like I should rewatch it, and I've not even come close to remembering that I had the option to rewatch it.
Well, didn't you say you disliked it, and then the more you thought about it, you're like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, because there's solid stuff in there.
Yeah,
but
it's just 7, but Batman. That's great.
Have you seen 7?
I have. It's a great
good
movie.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of really generic stuff, like his narration.
I know you talk about
Really
that.
on
It
the
is kind of
nose.
yeah.
Like, there was a line in it where he's like, people think I come out of the shadows. And in my head, I'm like, he's going to say he is the shadows. And he goes, I am the shadows. And I'm like, yeah, well, we know.
Yeah, that's cringy Batman. You gotta have those kind of moments.
I know.
He's a dude who
but-
dresses like a bat.
Yeah, I want to see him.
He's badass, but he's
Punch
also a
Man
dude who
Bat.
dresses like a bat.
Okay, well, next we have Best Animated Movie. And we realize that neither of us watched any animated movies from this year.
Nope.
I'm going to give it to... I had an idea. idea.
I wrote down the only one that I wanted to see this year.
What was it called?
Deep Sea, I think.
Okay,
right?
I'm gonna give it to Chippendale Rescue Rangers because apparently
actually
it's
heard that.
really
Yeah.
good. It's written by the Lonely Island people.
Lonely. I don't know if I know Lonely Island.
Yeah, it's Andy Samberg. He's like singing
Oh,
group.
it is. Oh, okay.
That's who wrote it,
That makes sense. I love Andy Samberg.
and I heard it's spectacular. It's not entirely animated, is it? It's like
No, but it's not, like it's the same kind of thing with, I guess you could argue, Avatar is.
yeah. I don't know if it would count for this
animated.
category, but we
No,
haven't
that's
watched
more
anything, so
CGI.
who cares? So the odd goes to 2 movies that we have not seen yet.
Yes, but we want to see, and I think that counts.
Best comedy.
Wait, isn't horror next? Or did I write him?
You wrote them wrong.
Oh, I did.
Wait, no, I wrote them wrong. I mean, by which I mean I read them wrong. Best horror movie. I'm giving the Abed to Barbarian.
I put Barbarian.
That's a fun
Yeah.
movie.
Okay, so I watched this with my girlfriend as well, and I loved the fact that it was just a titty lady the entire time, and that's the only way we refer to that character.
That is a good way to describe
and
that monster.
I think it's so fun because, like, okay, I'm pissed about this, and I'm gonna rant about it for no reason. Why the hell does titty lady kill Keith? She wants
one was
children.
Keith?
Is Bill Skarsgård.
Okay, yeah.
Keith is. She wants children. She keeps the other dude who ran away from her and that kind of stuff. What does
Yeah.
she have against Keith that causes her to kill Keith instead of like
Probably
keeping him as a
for dramatic tension.
child? Well, yeah, I get that. In the scene, like that
Did
actually
she kill
got
him on
me.
purpose?
She grabbed his head and banged it
Okay,
against
I
the
couldn't
wall
remember.
a bunch of times.
I guess I do remember that.
And like
actually.
clearly she's aggressive, but she doesn't kill the girl. She doesn't
Yeah.
kill the dude. I guess he falls into the cage, but
Right.
like why did
Maybe
she kill
he
Keith?
thought Keith was a threat because Keith was in a worse horror movie.
I like the first It, but it is worse.
Yeah. Barbarian is great. I like
Yeah.
how you think it's going one way, and then it goes a different way, and then it cuts
Completely.
to a douchebag just
Yeah,
driving
yeah.
on the highway.
I love the ending of her diving off the thing because I think it looks so funny.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I actually watched a lot of horror movies this year.
I love
watched
horror
Pearl,
movies.
X. I don't care at all about horror movies. I think
No,
they're.
I actually I think they're really interesting.
I think a lot of the times they fall flat for me.
Majority of them are terrible, but they're funny.
I think I've said this to you before, but horror movies seem to rely, obviously, they
Yeah.
rely on the scares.
Mhm.
And if you don't find it particularly scary, the rest of the movie isn't well made enough to
Yes.
kind of find it or make it compelling. And I don't have the ability to suspend my disbelief in a horror setting.
Yeah, no, I do not get scared by horror movies,
Right.
but I think when they're done right, they're very interesting.
Oh, I think like a
Yeah.
well-made, like I'm not saying horror movies are intrinsically
Yeah.
bad. It's just for me, it's a genre that most of it kind of bores me.
Mm-hmm.
But there were some solid ones from this year, like Pearl and X.
Yeah, I want to see
They're
those.
not
both
very
of them.
scary, but they're good. They're solid. I like them
Yeah.
a lot.
I mentioned Nope because I
haven't
love
seen
Nope.
Nope
It's a
yet.
great movie.
I've
Again, it's not scary at all, but it's like I mean, Jordan Peele. He does a good
Is
job.
it embarrassing?
Yeah, you should be embarrassed.
I'm kind of embarrassed I didn't watch as many movies from this year
I haven't seen
that I
that many.
wanted to. What's the best horror movie that you watched that wasn't from this year? You had to guess. You had to guess.
I am not sure. It might be because if Lights Out is a horror and not a thriller, because I don't know if thrillers count.
It's Lights
technically.
Out.
When the lights go out, like there's a creature, and if they turn the lights back on, it comes on. Like they disappear.
Just leave the lights on.
Well, it can like I think she can turn off the lights, so it's very interesting.
Just stand by the light switch.
Because like she'll be like diving at you, and then the
Oh.
lights will come on at that exact second, and she'll disappear.
I see.
Yeah.
You ever seen
Or-
It Follows?
No, but you've told me about
It's
it.
a solid. It's like well made. This is a horror movie where I'm like the scares really don't make sense, but the movie itself I found quite good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the monster in It Follows is like it's like an STD parallel, which I think is clever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But they establish in the film the rules for this monster, and it's like it has to walk.
Yeah, that's not threatening.
And I'm like, okay, just fucking drive. Like, I think I said this in my film log, my film review.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to a trucker.
Oh yeah, but I guess
He drives off. You know, he has sex with like a lot lizard. That lot lizard has sex with another trucker, or doesn't. But just
Lot
give
lizard?
it to a lot
Is
lizard.
that a thing?
A lot lizard is a prostitute who hangs out around
No.
like truck stops.
I mean, that's probably smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen the CinemaSins video for it, and there's one scare in that like. I
Oh,
think,
is it the tall person?
The tall person.
Yeah,
That one is
that's
good.
There's
That's
some
good.
good stuff in
Yeah.
that movie. It's just when I think about it, I'm like, okay, so they could have avoided that if they just didn't establish the rules.
Uh-huh.
And I guess you could argue that the guy who had the monster initially, he's the one who's telling you the rules. He could be wrong.
Yeah.
But just don't mention it. Be like, we don't know how this works. Everywhere you go, it seems to follow you.
Yeah. And you could say, like, the only thing you know is it's transmitted through.
Yeah, so the only thing that we can find is that it's like basically an STD. We don't know what the rules are. It seems that once it's there, it walks towards you.
Yeah.
But anyway, the best horror movie I think of the year that didn't come out this year. It's terrifying. I don't know if it would be categorized as like a strict horror movie. It's called The House That Jack Built.
I don't think I've even heard of that.
It is fucked up.
It is?
It is the most upsetting movie I have ever seen.
Dang, I want to watch
and
it.
Honestly, it's like, I remember when it came out, it was very controversial because the entire premise of the movie is Jack is a serial killer.
Oh, okay.
And it's just him getting better at it.
Oh,
so
really?
You see, like, his first victim, you see his various victims, is just him getting more confident and cocky and better at being a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no real lesson to it. It's just really, like, diving into the, like, psychology behind this serial killer.
That sounds very interesting.
It was at times so difficult to watch. Yeah, there is some very upsetting things in that movie, but I just really enjoyed it in like a macabre sense.
Yeah, well, that's horror movies. The good ones are that are just messed up. They don't try to necessarily scare you. They're just like
so that's what I'm gonna. That's
doing
my
messed up
op-ed
things.
for most fucked up movie I've ever seen.
I don't know what the most effed up one. I think
Watch
I gotta
this and
more
that'll be it.
psychological ones, yeah.
Best comedy. Did I watch any?
I couldn't think of that many. Thor: Love and Thunder did not enjoy it that much.
It was funny at times.
Yeah, it had its moments, but it also has the radio scene and stuff like that.
Oh,
so I
didn't
did not
Dad
want
love that?
I don't know if he loved that, but he did like the movie. But I put Bullet Train.
Bullet Train is so funny.
Yes, it is.
That
great.
is a very funny movie.
When they cut to the water bottle for no reason, I think that was amazing.
That is probably the funniest movie of the year for me as well.
Yeah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
There's some funny stuff in that movie, but I'm gonna give it to Bullet Train.
Mm-hmm.
And for the op-ed of the funniest movie I watched from the year that's not from the year, I'm gonna give it to Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. Have you heard of this?
No.
It is. If I had to rank the funniest movies I've ever seen, it would be like in my top 3, along with like Superbad.
I haven't seen Superbad.
Superbad is an unbelievably well-written script. It's like it's very, very funny.
I started to watch it with Dad, and then I stopped.
Walk Hard, for anyone out there who doesn't know, it's just, you know how every music biopic is exactly the same movie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Walk Hard just does that and just makes fun of it for so long, and every joke lands. It is so goddamn funny. It is one of the best movies I watched this year, and it kind of ruined music biopics for me. Like, I watched Walk the Line. I'm looking at my list. I watched Walk the Line, I think, literally right before I watched Walk Hard. And Walk Hard was meant to be like, okay, well, Walk the Line is fine, but we're going to really nail this. And kind of ruined all music biopics for me. So I recommend that. It is so good.
I want to watch that.
There's a scene with Walk the Line or Walk Hard?
Both.
Okay. There's a scene with the Beatles. It's so good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's what I'm giving from my funny. That's my favorite comedy that I watched this year. I was gonna get the op-ed.
I was gonna say, I guess this is a music biopic, but the Weird Al Yankovic movie. Didn't watch it, but I think there's plenty of that that happens in the movie that doesn't happen in real life, and it's just them messing around. So I want to watch that.
Okay, I do need to watch that. I'm not saying like I still enjoy music biopics.
Yeah.
I'll still watch it if I have interest in the artist or if I hear it's pretty solid. But yeah, Walk Hard's the best one. It's not even about a real guy. Best drama.
Yeah, I have a hard time categorizing dramas.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to the Batman.
The Batman?
The Batman's a drama.
I was debating giving it to the Batman.
It's a solid drama. I didn't watch many movies. I watched like so few movies this year. This is all the movies I watched that came out in 2022. So
I watched. Wait, no, not The Lost City. What's the one? Jungle Cruise. I liked that. I don't know if that was this year or not, but I liked it.
Is it good?
It was good. It was entertaining. It's what you'd expect.
Okay.
But
yeah, I'm gonna give it to the Batman. It's not my favorite comic book movie.
It is mine.
But it's a very solid drama. It's a very dramatic mystery story, and I like that.
I was debating putting that, but just because I already put it, I wrote Elvis. I liked it a lot.
I did tell you that Elvis would count.
Yeah,
you did,
and I enjoyed it. I mean, it works. We just talked about music biopics. It's kind of a fever dream because it has really like random moments, but it's entertaining.
And I'm probably gonna give best drama that movie that I watched this year that didn't come out this year. The Abed for that probably also goes to the house that Jack built. Maybe like Full Metal Jacket. It's not really. I guess it's dramatic. I wouldn't count it as a drama. If you were to Google drama movies, it wouldn't probably show up.
Probably not.
But
I don't know what else. Maybe this would have worked for horror, but I want to mention it just because I liked it. The Werewolf by Night, loved it.
Yeah.
I guess that'd work more as horror.
That counts for horror. Would you say that's better than Barbarian?
I guess that did come out this year. I probably enjoyed it more than Barbarian.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it probably isn't a better horror movie.
Yeah. Chinatown came out. It didn't come out. It came out in 1974. I'll say that. That's a really good movie. I like that movie.
I have not seen it.
Okay, what else we got? What do we have next?
I think my favorite movie.
Okay. I don't know why this is in our last category. Our favorite movie from 2022. What would you say?
I put 2 because I couldn't decide because they're kind of different movies. I had The Batman.
Okay.
And Bullet Train.
Bullet Train. I like Bullet Train. I think I'm looking at my official list. Bullet Train's number 7. I thought it was higher, actually. Apparently I liked Barbarian better than Bullet Train.
Barbarian's entertaining.
Yeah, I think
Bullet Train.
Far and away the best movie I saw was Everything Ever All at Once.
I loved that movie. It is incredible.
Is so amazing, and it better get Oscar nods. Like,
oh, there's no way it doesn't.
I mean, the only reason it wouldn't is because the Academy might be like, well, this is weird.
Yeah, there's Jamie Lee Curtis with hot dog fingers in love with the main character. I think that alone is romantic and inspirational, and I think that should cause it to be
honorable mention to Top Gun Maverick, which everyone is raving over. I have never seen the first Top Gun. I never had any interest in watching it. I've seen the volleyball scene, and I return to that nightly.
Do you? I watched it and I hated it.
It's so sensual. But I heard about the second one coming out, saw the trailers. Again, no interest. Thought this looks fine. Like I wouldn't go out and see it. Probably. I mean, I might. Who knows? But then my mom was like, "You want to go see this?" And I was like, "Sure." And it is spectacular. Like I
want to see it.
Nearly cried. And I had no prior attachment to any of the characters. I didn't know anything about the first movie, didn't know anything about the second movie before I watched it. And it was good enough to get me that emotional in like the span of 2 hours or whatever.
I really need to watch it then, because I haven't seen the first one either. Again, because I've seen the volleyball scene and I hated it. So I wanted to watch. I had no desire to see the second one, but I've heard only good stuff.
And I do want to watch the first one now. I still haven't, but I do plan on getting to it eventually. I now have interest in it, like actual interest in Top Gun. Best movie that we haven't seen.
Well, I'm going to have to put Top Gun.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm going to go with I'm ashamed that I haven't seen this yet. It is one of my favorite directors, and I had tickets to see it opening weekend, but I had to work, and I was very tired, so I didn't see it. And it's now on HBO Max. Still haven't watched it. The Banshees of Inisherin. It's Martin McDonagh, who made Seven Psychopaths, In Bruges, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And I love
their stick just having like a random city.
Yeah, probably. Apparently, it's amazing. It was at like, let me check Rotten Tomatoes. I don't want to get this wrong, but it was at like 97%.
Yeah, I've heard good stuff about that. I know you've.
I haven't heard any bad things about this movie. I've been avoiding watching too many like reviews or anything. Yeah, 97% Rotten Tomatoes, which doesn't mean anything. You know, Rotten Tomatoes doesn't necessarily mean a movie's good or bad, obviously.
I don't know. They had Puss in Boots pretty high, so I think that means they're.
Grandpa liked that movie.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
Why Grandpa watched that movie. I made the bold claim after Everything Ever All at Once. This is set in stone on the internet in my YouTube channel, my TikTok. I said, this movie, Everything Ever All at Once, I will be shocked if there's a movie I enjoy more than this. And
then you watch Puss in Boots.
Then I watch Puss in Boots, and good Lord, I'm a changed Rand. But
not Rand.
I'm a changed, not Rand. The Banshees of Inisherin is the only movie I think might have, surpassed that. I haven't seen it though.
You should watch it.
I'll probably watch it tonight. Remember the other day I was like, there were a few movies I still need to watch. It was that one and Black Adam. Not that Black Adam was going to be my favorite movie or comic book movie even, but I want to check it out because it seems okay.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
And I heard it's better if you're a fan of the source material, which I'm not. Like,
I like Black Adam.
I like DC. I like the comics. I read a lot of DC comics. I read a lot of comics in general. I don't think I've ever read a Black Adam solo story.
Nope.
I like when he's in the Injustice storyline. because I think Superman's like, if I don't invade wherever you have domain, will you leave me alone? And he's like, yeah.
I think he's a cool character.
Yeah, and apparently he was gonna fight Henry Cavill Superman.
Henry Cavill
No
Superman. I
longer.
haven't seen Black Adam, so maybe he's like also overpowered
Right.
in that one. But I think Henry Cavill Superman would kick his ass.
Henry Cavill Superman has no emotions.
Nor is he
He
like
has the only
he's
emotion he
in-
has is grief and like anger.
yeah. And ignoring the fact he literally dies in one of the movies, that man is invincible.
Yeah, remember in Man of Steel when like he's at the bar, people are like, that guy is like trying to shove him and like throwing beer cans at him. He just
Yeah.
doesn't flinch at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. I'll probably watch Black Adam at some point.
Same.
Movie series that they should stop making. I know what you said, but go ahead.
Yeah. The only one I can think of is Fast and Furious.
I haven't seen the last. I've only seen 6 to what are they at 10?
I think they're making the 10th, or maybe they're making the 9th, and they have the 10th.
I haven't seen the most recent one with John Cena. I have no interest. Apparently, it's dog shit.
Of course it. Like they're entertaining. I will admit.
Yeah, I
they
enjoyed
don't
the
need
ones that I've seen. I have no interest in any of them.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the next one is Brie Larson, so I'll probably go see it just because I'm like, what are you doing? You're so great.
I don't know. People hate on her, so maybe that's why she gotta lower her
Lower. She's got to.
standards.
She's
I
got
guess.
to cater to the lowest common denominator,
Yeah.
which is Fast and Furious fans.
Yeah, where they just show attractive women. Them, I guess.
Do you know what the name of, you know how like at the beginning of each movie they do like a race?
Yes.
Do you know what the name of the race organization is?
No.
Race Wars.
Smart.
I bet Vin Diesel thought that was clever.
The only thing I want to say about Fast and Furious is I saw this on the internet one time. If they're gonna make the 10th, it needs to be called Fast 10 Your Seatbelts, and that's the
Oh.
only reason they should have a 10th movie. And then
Did you come up with that?
No, it was on the internet.
We're gonna pretend like you came up with that.
No, since someone's gonna be like, "You didn't come
Exactly,
up with that."
and then we'll get so many fans who
Alright.
hate us.
Yeah.
For a series, I'm gonna say we should stop making, which isn't. I don't know if it's a series at all, but like the Sony Spider-Man villain universe
Oh, horrible
With
ideas.
Venom?
I'm with you. Yeah.
with fucking Morbius. Like, what are you doing?
I
Like,
want to
they
change
made
my
Venom
answer.
because people. You can change your answer.
Best
Who
comic
cares?
book movie. Morbius.
I'm the only person in the world who's seen Morbius. I went opening night and I was the only one there, and I booed at the end.
You should.
Yeah, that is like if they had any chance of ever crossing over Spider-Man, which they do, I guess, but who cares? Like Venom, people for some reason love the character of Morbius. No one likes
No
Morbius
one
is
wanted
no
a
one's
vampire.
Morbius is no one's favorite character, probably.
No.
I mean, someone in the comments, if we get comments, will be like, Morbius is actually mine.
Well, they're lying.
Yeah, they are lying.
They probably just constantly said it's Morbin time and stuff.
But the thing about that, like, those movies is the first Venom, he fights another Venom, right?
Yep.
The second Venom, he fights another Venom, which is Carnage.
At least that one makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Morbius just fights another Morbius. Like, you need
Morbius.
you, if they didn't make another one, they should call it BS. Morbin time. or
Yeah, I
whatever.
think I know. Jared Leto had a joke like that.
Jared Leto
Sucks.
is a knob. Like,
I like his music.
what is he in? 30
I think it's
Seconds
30
to
Seconds
Mars?
to Mars, right?
I don't know.
I like some of his songs.
Fucking before that movie came out, there was a quote where Jared Leto was like, "Yeah, I've never felt more
BS.
like a character than I do with Morbius. Like, I've never played so close to home." Then I watched Morbius, I'm like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
He's a paraplegic doctor.
Jared Leto is not a paraplegic doctor,
You don't know that.
as far as I know.
He's everything,
Like,
everywhere, all at once.
the thing, okay, the only reason I hesitate saying they should stop making these is because I kind of want to see where they go, even though they're going to go in the same place every time, where it's going to be another, like, Kraven comes out in a few months, probably.
Oh, it's this year? I
Yeah.
knew they were making one.
I don't know who he's going to fight. It's probably going to be another hunter. Like, if they were to do anything, like, if Kraven was hunting Venom, that'd be interesting.
I think
Yeah.
that would be interesting.
And then, yeah, with an Eminem single over the top.
Yeah, that's the entire show.
Or
movie.
if
It's just them
Kraven is
chasing
hunting
each other.
Morbius for some reason, I wouldn't be good, but it'd be something.
And that makes sense because he's a vampire, so. And Venom.
Yeah, because Venom's a vampire.
Yeah, yeah. Morbius gets consumed by Venom, and then Kraven chases them.
And there's a, like,
Venom.
the end credit scene for Morbius is, like, Michael Keaton as the Vulture. This doesn't even make sense.
No,
Like-
it doesn't.
Like,
Why did Michael Keaton sign up for
what?
this?
Because he got so much money, probably.
Oh,
He doesn't give a shit. He's like, whatever.
yeah.
Like, I'm too far gone. I have so much Batman money from the
Yeah.
from Batman '89, but like
Venom.
Michael Keaton, in the in Spider-Man No Way Home, the characters are coming to the MCU
Yeah,
universe.
they don't go to the other
No one,
universe.
like, they send them back, but they're not sending back someone from the MCU universe. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
And then I think he says something like, you want to do a Sinister Six? And Venom's like, not Venom. Morbius is like, sure. Let's get
Why did
Kraven.
he choose 6, do you think? Like, outside of the fact, like, do you think he was in jail thinking, like, 6?
I think what he actually
like
says
a spider.
Yes. I think what he actually says is like, I've been thinking, you know, you're a bad guy, I'm a bad guy. Let's hang out. He's like, let's get all the bad guys together and fight who?
Doesn't he even say, he's like, I think this has something to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think he does. Like, sure, like get Venom together with Morbius and Kraven and I guess Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they fighting? Spider-Man's not in that universe.
I don't know.
Like, they don't have a... I guess they could fight Venom because Venom's like an anti-hero, but that's not interesting.
No.
Even though I just said it'd be more interesting if they would fight
Venom.
like different villains.
Yeah.
But also Donald Glover just signed on to make one of these Sony Spider-Man villain movies. I don't remember what the villain was, but I'm going to watch that 4,000 times.
I trust Donald Glover. I don't trust Sony as a whole. Although it's kind of weird because they made Spider-Verse, the second one's coming out. I'm excited as hell for that.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know why they're so bad at this.
It's because they don't know what they have. They're like, we have
Morbius.
They're like, we have Spider-Man characters. People like Spider-Man. They don't know why people like Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's Spider-Man.
And they don't.
Sony.
Yeah, it's mostly the fact that Spider-Man's in it.
Yeah.
I would even watch because I think they could technically make their own Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, no, they can.
Just do that. Who cares?
Yeah, you have Spider-Verse.
Like, at this point, it's not going to confuse people. We get it. Just make a shitty Spider-Man that's not Tom Holland. Cast like who's a discount Tom Holland? You.
No, I know. Someone did make a. Do you know what Spider-Man Lotus?
What?
Yeah, so someone was making a fan-made Spider-Man movie.
No.
And it actually looks like the CGI stuff doesn't look that bad, but then he apparently was racist, so people were like, "Screw this."
You know, I was gonna say, I bet that movie's good is because they care about the characters, but no, they
probably do care about the characters.
They probably do, but they're like,
yeah, everyone was pissed about it because especially there's so many people who had worked so hard on it, and then the guy was just made a racist comment or something, and everyone was like, "Screw this dude."
Anyway, cast Dustin from Stranger Things.
Oh yes,
or
please.
our friend Dustin.
Oh, even
as
better.
Spider-Man who fights Morbius. Anyway.
Wow.
Perfect segue to worst movie of the year.
Wait.
We're skipping our favorite movie we watched this year.
Okay, got you.
Because this is a good segue. And you think I'm going to say Morbius, but I'm fucking saying Avatar. Fuck. Oh my god. This is going to be really controversial.
I'm sure everyone
is loving Avatar, The Way of Water. I didn't want to see it because I remember the first Avatar being bad.
I do not like it. I am biased.
And I haven't watched it again because it's long. And I have stuff to do.
But this podcast.
My friend Miranda, if you're out there listening, which you're not, she was like, I love Avatar. Do you want to go see with me? I'm like, sure, I get free tickets. Let's go see this new movie. And I was super tired. I will admit that I'm biased and I was predisposed to not enjoy this movie to the degree that I possibly would have. But it is the most generically written movie I have ever seen. It's not clever. There's no edge to it, which is fine. I'm okay with a movie that's very saccharine and to the point, but this is just so I've been trying to think of a good metaphor for this or an analogy. It's like if the Star Wars prequels looked as good as Avatar. That's how bad it's written.
Oh.
It's like if Outer Banks, the show I've never seen.
It's not that good.
I know. It's like if the show Outer Banks had the CGI level of Avatar. I am baffled that people are putting this in their top 10, which I will, if you enjoyed this movie, great. I envy you. Because I want to enjoy things.
Yeah.
I never go into a movie thinking, I'm going to hate this. I'll go in with an open mind, even though I was very tired. And also, super long. It's a movie, it's a children's movie.
Oh.
It is written to the level where children will very easily comprehend all of it. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm being too harsh because it's a movie for children. If I go and watch the Sonic movie, I'm not going to review it with the mindset oh, this is going to be art. Or high.
Probably is, honestly.
It's pretty fine.
Yeah.
It's a solid kids movie, the Sonic movie. Probably the second one too, I don't know. But I don't even know if Avatar is for kids because it's 3 hours, 15 minutes long. I don't know if a child would enjoy this.
I don't know.
And also, this dude behind me said sheesh no less than a dozen times whenever anything would happen. Fuck that guy.
Was it sheeshable?
No, no one ever laughed at this guy.
Yeah, it's 'cause
one
it's not
person
funny.
did once. There was like an awkward, like I think he was there with a group of his peers. Maybe it was his birthday.
Yeah, if you're out here, screw you, dude.
Yeah,
Not happy birthday.
and like they were talking during all the previews, which is fine because
Yeah.
you know it's not the movie we paid for. It's still kind of annoying, but I get it. It's I'm not gonna tell you to stop. And then you know at the Alamo they do little like trailer things, not trailer, like a little sting before the movie where it's like if you talk or text, you die. They'll do like a little clip of something in their head chopped off. There was like a Godzilla one, and this guy was laughing his little ass off.
Maybe he's into that.
So I thought, like,
That's why I wanted
okay,
it.
you know, he's gonna treat he thinks this is amusing. This commercial saying "do not text," so he's probably all aboard for not talking during the movie.
Yeah.
And he was like calling, you know, the trailer game where whoever says like, "Oh, that's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny," that they get a point.
Oh yeah.
He was doing that with himself. And he was like talking. He was like throwing out facts about all these trailers. So I'm like, oh, he's a movie fan.
Yeah.
But this fucking dude would
He's
not
not a
stop
movie
talking.
fan.
And I even told the people working there, I was like, hey, this dude will not stop saying sheesh. And they were like, which dude? And I'm like, that dude. And they were like, okay. And they never said anything. And I got to the point where I'm like, am I the only one who can hear this? Like
yeah, what if you're imagining all of this?
I asked Miranda immediately after the movie ended. I was like, did you hear that guy? And she's like, yeah. And I would have walked out of this movie if I didn't go with Miranda because she wanted to see it. I should say she also did not like this movie. She was very disappointed. No, she
Oh, I
did
didn't
not
know
like
that.
it.
Okay.
She said like, oh, it was very cliche, which it is. And I know I saw reviews before this movie came out like we should never have doubted James Cameron, things like that. Like it's a visual masterpiece, which I guess it is.
I heard it looks like practically the same.
I don't even remember it looks fine. Like there's no frame of reference for the most part. You don't see any real like humans or like everything is like CGI.
Which is impressive.
It is, but there's no frame of reference to be like, oh, well, compared to this human, which like there are humans in it, but it's very rare that you see one.
Okay.
You can't really tell if it's like that great, and it is very well animated. But I don't know if that sells the movie. Like a lot of people are like, if you are going to this movie on the visuals alone, I do not think you will. I mean, you probably will because everyone else is enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's terribly acted. No one in this movie is good.
Oh. What about
Like
Zoe
Saldana is great, but she doesn't do anything.
Got you.
Like she's a phenomenal actor, but
Actress.
she just I don't know if it's still actress or not.
I don't know.
She's a phenomenal performer, but she has like 4 lines and she growls a lot because I guess that was her character from the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they growl.
Yeah.
I do too.
This movie's fucking bullshit. I would rather watch Morbius 1 billion times before I watch this movie again. And I kind of wish, like, that guy... Obviously, I wish that guy wasn't there.
But yeah.
But also just so I know whether I would have enjoyed it more. Because it's so long, I'm not going to go see it again.
Yeah, I have no desire to see it.
Anyway, if you like that movie, great. I'm so jealous of you. I know, like, you know Jeremy Johns? Ever make you watch him?
No.
He used to be, like, my favorite movie reviewer.
Oh.
It's like he's in his top 10.
Of all time?
No, of this year. Or last year.
That's fine.
But what he said was, and I don't agree with this, but I understand it. He was like, look, this movie is escapism. Like, you just go to the movies, like, the world kind of sucks. You go to, like, forget about that. And it does a good job doing that. I didn't feel that watching this movie, but if that's what you got out of it, that's amazing. They're making 4 more or whatever, 3 more.
They're making a lot more, yeah. I'm sure they will be just as underwhelming.
They say bro so fucking much.
Well, that's just...
Take a shot every time they say bro in this movie. You will be
You will not stop
dead.
saying sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was the worst movie you saw? You haven't seen Morbius.
Yeah, I haven't seen Morbius. I haven't seen Avatar. I put Halloween Ends because I watched I've seen the very first Halloween, loved it. I saw the first of the new ones Halloween 2018 or whatever that came out.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
I remember liking the first one, or not the first one, the Halloween 2018. I haven't seen any of the other ones.
I love Halloween 2018.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the most interesting slasher films.
Right. I didn't
it
watch
made me love
Halloween
Michael
Kills
Myers.
or whatever.
Yeah, Halloween Kills, not very good. Halloween Ends, horrible. There was maybe 5 minutes of Michael Myers. And
That's how much there is in Avatar.
Yeah.
Super disappointing.
And it's about Michael. The point is Michael Myers. And I understand that we want to learn about I forget her name, but it's Jamie Lee Curtis. Her character. I think
her name
character.
is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Michael Myers.
Jamie Lee Myers.
Yeah, but yeah, they just randomly introduced this new character, and then Michael Myers. I guess spoilers. Michael Myers chokes him at one point to kill him, but instead he decides not to kill him, and then he gets possessed by Michael Myers. And I think I immediately texted my friend and was like, getting choked by Michael Myers is better than getting bit by a radioactive spider, because you immediately just become a mass murderer. And so
What a dream.
yeah, and then even later chokes out him again and kills him.
Okay.
As if he's like taking back his Michael Myers. So I thought that was funny, but it is bad. There's not enough. I guess this isn't necessarily, but for what it is, it's not enough murder or slashing.
Well, that's
or
what
gore.
the movie is.
Yeah.
It's like,
there's too much romance.
I think a very fair
horror.
criticism of It Chapter 2 is that it's not about it
Yeah.
or Pennywise. I think it's still a good movie. Probably. But I think a fair criticism is, well, if you're expecting something and you don't get it, that's valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked.
There's a scene in Avatar.
Or Michael Myers shows up.
Spoiler alert for Avatar. Do you care at all?
No.
All right, if you care, you shouldn't, because you will have seen this coming from like the first 2 minutes. But one of the sons dies because of the other son, and the other son, they're all like over the body, the whole family, they're all like crying, and it cuts to the son who caused the guy's death, and he looks at his hands and he has blood on them.
Whoa.
And they hold that shot for like 3 seconds, as if
Oh,
we
really?
don't. Yeah, like that's so on the nose. Again, it's a movie for children, I guess. It's terrible though. Also, Jermaine Clements is in it.
Oh, really?
He has an American accent. I don't know why.
Like they
Just
don't have
give
his
him-
little funny voice?
No, he's got a friend who's
Interesting.
Australian, but he doesn't
Okay.
have the New Zealand accent.
That's
which is
very interesting.
bullshit.
Yeah.
The best part of that movie is they kill a whale.
Doesn't it have like youth thingy?
What?
Youth serum or something? Like helps you stay young?
Oh yeah, inside
Yeah.
the whale you like you extract something. It's like this big yellow like goop, and then I guess it keeps humans young.
Nice.
But no, like the humans kill a whale, which is very sad. It's sadder than when that little man dies, the little Avatar boy.
Yeah.
And so the whale floats to the surface, and then these like the humans have these robots they built that are just crabs. They
Oh,
climb up on the whale and they just look exactly like crabs. I loved it.
that sounds kind of cool.
It's not.
All right, before we might need to move on from Avatar.
Okay, fine. Best movie we watched this year that's not necessarily from this year.
I had Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it yet. One of our friends at work mentioned it was her favorite.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to watch it. I finally got around to it. It was incredible.
Is that your favorite Wes Anderson movie?
I don't know how many I've seen.
Have you seen Moonrise Kingdom?
No.
The Royal Tenenbaums?
No.
Isle of Dogs?
I want to.
Isle of Dogs is great.
Okay, I think the answer is yes because it's the only one I've seen. But yeah, I love it. I immediately started doing. I kind of forget how it goes, but the like that thingy. I immediately started doing that a bunch.
Oh,
And
yeah?
I stopped obviously, but I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't expect it at all, like none of it, but it was hilarious. Very unique.
That's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's
I
a
need to
very
watch that again.
very entertaining.
Best movie I watched from the year is Full Metal Jacket. I mean, yeah, that greatest first act in movie history, and I will.
Is that when they made the metal jacket?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just an hour and a half of that Tony Stark clip with him hammering a. No, that movie. The same friend Miranda who I watched Avatar with, she hates this movie. She's wrong, but she was like, "You like war movies?" I'm like, "No." And so I told her like my favorite's Full Metal Jacket, which is it's about war, but it's like an anti-war movie.
That's probably a good message.
Yeah, it is so great. It is one of my favorite movies that I've ever seen. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. Yeah, I should watch that.
That like first act would be worth the price of admission. Like if you had to pay for this,
Oh wow.
that first act is worth $20 or whatever.
Is that the one with the crazy dude in the bathroom
Yeah.
or something? I've seen that scene. It looks really good.
That is a great scene. I'm just gonna name off my top 5 just because why not?
Okay.
Full Metal Jacket #1, The Royal Tenenbaums. I had seen it prior, but I love that movie. It's my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
King of Comedy is exactly like the movie Joker.
Is it?
By which I mean Joker is exactly like this because it's a Scorsese movie from when did this come out? 1982.
Got you.
When I was watching this movie, I stopped and I started writing down the similarities between this movie and Joker because like Joker takes a lot of inspiration from this. There's a lot of similarities. Walk Hard. That's my number 4, and then Juno. I really love Juno.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, those are my top 5.
Yeah, I do not know
None of those
the
came out
five
this
movies.
year. But yeah. What was your biggest disappointment?
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Me too.
Easily.
That I love Taika Waititi so much.
And I love Thor.
Remember when I made
especially
you
after
watch-
Ragnarok?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Remember when I made you watch What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah.
And Boy, like in a
Yeah.
row? Yeah.
And what was the other one we watched?
Hunt for the Wilder People?
That one was good.
Yeah.
And then I love the show What We Do in the Shadows. I don't know if Taika Waititi's involved in that.
He's
but-
involved in it. He's
Okay.
not like the main writer or director.
Yeah,
He
but I
has
like that
directed
one a
some.
lot.
Yeah. He had a damn perfect track record.
And then he proceeded to just he just forced too many jokes.
Go too
he
far,
went too
you
much
think?
with comedy versus an actual story. Because Ragnarok was like the perfect balance, and
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be as good, but I also didn't expect it to be like as bad as the first two.
You think
The first Thor is fine. The second
think-
one sucks. The first
you know,
Thor is
when-
the same as Cars.
that's
Same
actually
plot
a
and
really good
everything.
point? Which
Yeah.
came first?
I don't know, but they have the exact same plot.
The second Thor is better than people remember. It's just forgettable.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
better than, I will say, it's better than Love and Thunder. I really
I think Love and Thunder I enjoyed more just because some of the comedy lands, and we get to see Hemsworth shirtless, which not to objectify him, but goddamn.
the best joke in that movie is the Loki tattoo.
Yeah, it's good.
We
And
were
Gore's
we were
good.
talking with her aunt and uncle who are also big movie Marvel fans, and I said like this Thor: Love and Thunder feels like a parody of Thor.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like SNL made like a feature length parody. Just things like, okay, well there is literally no stakes. Like Korg dies, but then he's like,
Yeah, I
turns
hated
out the only part of a thing that keeps you alive is a cronin is its face.
Yeah, that's
and I'm
terrible.
like,
It was
there's
bad.
no stakes.
Yeah,
None of this means anything.
and like they kind of just, I mean, they didn't handle it well in Endgame either. Thor's like depression and getting over with it was just like it was an arc, and they never did anything with
Right.
it, and it's sad because that would have been a good thing to go into. And like so many people have mentioned this, but
Yeah, and they could have definitely in Thor: Love and Thunder they could have made that a significant plot point, and that's why he's swearing off like fighting. That's why he's retired as a fighter. That's why he's meditating on a mountain before he kills a race of people.
yeah. But then we just have Korg kind of narrating it, which I love. Korg, I love Taika Waititi's voice. It's funny, but
I
it's
do
just
think
not appropriate.
the narration at first was funny, and then it really kind of
Yeah.
got worse. And like the fact that I know they've hinted at like Mjolnir is kind of sentient,
Mm-hmm.
but like the fact that Thor kind of like talks to it and like seduces
That was
it.
weird. That was
he's
really
like,
weird.
I'm not fucking my other hammer. Like, what are you doing?
I am.
Like that is, it seems like a parody. And if you found it funny, like good, I guess.
Yeah, it had good comedy at times. For me.
It was just
Humor's objective. I
very
guess.
disappointing for me.
Yeah, no, same.
And I thought Christian Bale as Gore was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I loved
think it
the
was-
scene when they were on the planet and it was all dark. That was
Yeah,
cool.
I think it would be better if he got more, or if he was more of a like threatening villain.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a criticism where it's like, well, he's called Gore the God Butcher. He kills one god.
That we see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like at the begin, or not the beginning. What's the god realm called? What do they call that?
Like where Zeus is?
Yeah, what do they call that?
I have no idea.
Whatever that is.
Zeus's kingdom. His
Uh,
little house.
So like the set piece in Thor Ragnarok that everyone remembers is the gladiatorial arena.
Yeah.
Plus that whole world.
Mm-hmm.
The set piece that they tried to replicate that with in this one was that place where the gods hang out, and it should have been better than it was. It felt too short. It felt underdeveloped. It felt not fleshed out. Zeus was fun, I guess,
Yeah.
but
It
like
was funny.
that should have been more like visually spectacular. There should have been something else there to make it interesting, and I just didn't think it really did that.
No.
Yeah.
No. I like Thor's costume. I think
Oh, the costuming all across the board in Marvel currently I think
is really good.
fucking great.
And I want to mention real quick, I just appreciate how Meek, when he writes on the whiteboard, just writes the entire plot down. It's great. I think that's a cool detail.
I do, yeah. I like how Daryl is now canonical. You know, Daryl? Remember those skits from the Civil War eras? Or when Captain America Civil War was coming out, Taika Waititi made skits where it's Thor living in an apartment with a guy named Daryl.
I do not remember that at all.
They're so funny.
Maybe I didn't see him.
They're so funny.
Okay.
And Daryl's in Thor: Love and Thunder. And fuck that movie.
Yeah,
It was
that was
fine.
disappointing. No,
Like-
it was not. It was disappointing.
I'm trying to think. I think the Eternity, is it Eternity?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eternity looked great. That was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
I
trying
like
to
the Love and Thunder part. We already mentioned the name.
Yeah.
That's a cool kind of detail.
Even when I want to see more Guardians also.
Yeah.
They should
know
have
we'd
just done
see
an
more.
As Guardians of the Galaxy, which is what they were rumored to do a while back.
Yeah, that would be a good name.
But what was I gonna say? Like when in the opening scene when Thor is, helping the Guardians take out, it's just so like it's too cartoonish action.
Extremely, yes.
And it works cartoonish action works to a certain degree because it is a comic book world. So like you expect it. It's not all gonna be gritty real like the Batman
Yeah.
or like a Captain America: The Winter Soldier where it's like super soldiers punching each other. So I'm okay seeing some like over the top stuff, but in this it just went too far.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they
honorable
tried
mention
to-
to Chris Hemsworth for getting unbelievably ripped.
Yes. And I know he kind of, I think I mentioned this to you before. I saw an interview where he even said, like, that we ruined story for jokes.
I don't think he's, I mean, Ben sent it to me. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't send the thing. I think I just mentioned that he's sent that comment. And he's, like, I'm sure he's just as upset.
Like, I was excited because I knew they had said that, or Taika Waititi had said, like, yeah, Thor, you know, I did a lot in that. But for this one, they're letting me do everything. And I was like, I trust you, so that's going to be great. And now it wasn't.
That's okay.
Anyway, biggest surprise. Movie you watched that was a surprise that it was either really good or really bad, I guess. I guess that's just biggest disappointment for me.
Yeah, it is.
Let me see what I got.
Yeah, I put Bullet Train.
Bullet Train was pretty solid.
Yeah, like it looked interesting in the like previews and stuff, but I didn't really have any desire to see it. And then everyone started talking about it. I know you mentioned it, and I was like, okay, I have to watch it.
I'm gonna say probably Top Gun Maverick. Again, no interest. Heard it was great. Didn't really care. Like mind blown. Uncharted, not as bad. Remember that? Not as bad as it should have been.
It was
perfectly fine. I will never watch it again.
We got Tom Holland.
I forgot
Tom Holland's great.
It came out until I looked at this list just now. But it's fine. It's pretty enjoyable, I suppose. The Lost City, Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum. It's fun.
I wonder how similar it is to Jungle Cruise or
I don't think
Tomb Raider.
Which one?
I don't know. One of them. The one that came out more recent.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Which movie? Lost City or Uncharted?
Lost City.
Lost City is about like a writer who writes like fantastical romance stories, gets kidnapped, and then
it's not at all what I thought it was.
Channing Tatum plays like, you know how you always joke about mom reading sexy cowboy books?
Yes.
Now the cover of the book is like a shirtless cowboy. Channing Tatum plays basically that. He's the like hero that they put on the covers. And he's in love with Sandra Bullock, so he has to go out and save her. But he's comically inept. It's pretty fun.
Okay.
So I'm still gonna give it a Top Gun Maverick because, you know, I cried almost. Rising Star, actor, director, whatever to look out for. Are you gonna go with Jenna Ortega?
I should have. I love Jenna Ortega. I watched Wednesday. I absolutely loved it. I know it's childish and stuff, but I still loved it.
She's great. I think she's
great.
Phenomenal. She's great in X. I haven't watched Wednesday because I don't like Tim Burton very much. Heard it's fine though. I mean, I heard it's great.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'd enjoy it.
It reminds me of Fear Street. I think I told you that.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually put Jenna because Jenna,
you
as
forgot.
if we're homies. Jenna Ortega, because I forgot. I wasn't sure who to put. The first one that came to mind was the actor in Pearl and X.
Mia Goth. That's a good choice. She's great.
Yeah.
She's Shia LaBeouf's partner. I don't know if they're married or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good job.
I'm gonna give it to Shia LaBeouf. Mia Goth is probably a good answer. Jenna Ortega she's a rising star, but I think she's already risen, you know? Does that make sense? Like, she's still gonna get...
I would accept her as my Lord and Savior.
I mean, like, she's already getting the accolades and fame, which is, she deserves it. But Mia Goth, I think, hasn't got there yet, and I think she's on the way. Because she is great in both those movies. In X, she plays... Is this a spoiler? I told you this yesterday. She plays herself. Not herself. She plays the character that is her, and then she plays the old lady in, like, this crazy old lady makeup.
I want to see X.
She looks so goddamn old. And then in X, I love this so much. In X, the old lady goes to Mia Goth's character, I used to look like you. And like 2 months later, Pearl comes out and she literally is played by Mia Goth. Okay, Dying Star, actor who's peaked.
Do you want to answer this first?
Do you have one?
Kinda. Do you?
No, I didn't have anyone in mind, but then I realized who the answer is.
Oh.
But I'm not happy about it.
Who?
Taika Waititi.
Maybe.
I don't want to.
I don't think he's dying.
No, I think he's peaked though.
He might have peaked.
I'm gonna take. I don't know. I should watch Our Flag Means Death. Apparently, it's spectacular.
Is that come out this year?
Yeah, it's just gay pirates apparently.
Oh hell yeah! I've always wanted to see gay pirates.
Remember, we watched a lot of like LGBTQ content together.
Do we?
Yeah, remember we watched all of Fear Street, and we watched New Mutants like back to
Fear
back.
Street is and we watched New Mutants and then Blade.
Oh, that was so LGBTQ.
All these mother trying to ice skate uphill.
Who else is? Who do you think? Who do you have?
I love this dude, but I put The Rock.
I thought about saying The Rock. I think he's
not a good actor. He's great.
No, he's as a person. Charming.
Yeah,
he's good when you give him a role, which he always gets these roles, but they cater to him what he's good at,
and it works.
If you were to put him in a dramatic role, I don't think it would do very well.
No, I don't think he would work as Peacemaker. Like not like John Cena did.
No.
I haven't seen Black Adam. I'm sure he does fine. He's probably Black Adam, and he's just a big muscular dude being a dude.
Did you so like Black Adam didn't do very well?
No.
There were articles like, oh, The Rock's peaked as like a leading man, like no one goes to see a movie just because he's in it anymore. And then The Rock on Twitter said like, fuck you, like he was
was it Kevin Durant?
He was very like cordial about it, but he was basically saying like, you're wrong. Black Adam has made as much as Captain America: The First Avenger.
That was a better movie though, probably.
But also the thing you got to Chris Evans was not that big of a star in 2000, was it 9?
9 or 10, yeah.
Yeah. And The Rock is The Rock. He's always been like a box office draw. I guess the argument that Black Adam is trying to help build this universe, Captain America is trying to do the same thing. But still, I don't think it's like that fair of a comparison. I think that comparison is, if anything, proof that it's not doing as well as it should have.
No, because that was the beginning of the MCU before superhero movies were literally at an all-time high.
Like we're probably a little over the peak of superhero movies.
Yeah.
For now, at least. And probably should have done better. Again, we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. I still think he's going to be in everything. And he's still probably going to be the best part of every movie he's in. Unless he's in Peacemaker as Peacemaker. He eats John Cena.
Yeah. Because like in Jungle Cruise, I liked him in Jungle Cruise. But again, he's the same thing. But he's entertaining. He does his... I just don't think like he can go up anymore.
No,
like I don't think he can go up. I think it just is.
I think he can't get bigger.
I think he's a constant, you know?
Yeah. I'm like, okay. Well, do you have any other categories you want to throw out there? That's the last one we got.
No, I don't think so. I'm curious if there's anything that I wrote down that I didn't mention. I don't think so. For the very first one, for the worst name, I agreed with you, but I wanted to be different, you know, because I wanted to add something.
What did you write?
I put Woman King because there's another word for that, and it's Queen. But
I think that's the point. I think they're like.
I'm sure the movie's like good.
I heard it's spectacular.
What's the actor's name?
Is it Viola Davis?
I think so. She's a great actor. I'm sure the movie's great. The name itself isn't that stupid. I just wanted to write something, and Queen was a word.
It is Viola Davis.
Why did you do Woman King?
Yeah, that movie was controversial because it's about
a woman king,
a powerful woman.
How dare they?
Right? But I've heard good things. I do want to watch that. What movie do you want to watch now?
Right now?
Yeah, together. Like what queer movie do you want to watch?
What queer movie? I guess the Taika Waititi one.
Our Flag Means Death? That does seem good.
Queer movies that are out.
There's a bunch. There's Bros.
Do you just know them off the top of your head?
Yeah, I do a lot of research. Anyway, thank you, Rhys, for indulging me on my list.
Anytime.
Anyone who listens to this and made it to the end, email me. I'll give you $100,000.
Don't do that.
But this expires a day after I release it, so you gotta get in quick, huh?
Without knowing his email.
No, I'll put it in. Thank you for listening. Good morning and good night from Rand and Rhys. Welcome. What would you say? Would you say 2022 was a good year for movies and media content?
Yeah.
I'd say it was fine. Honestly, I feel like I was disappointed overall.
I don't think there was. I think it started out strong, and there were plenty of really good movies out. But I don't think
I think I was disappointed overall. But that being said, there's also a lot of stuff that I want to watch that I didn't get around to.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll get around to it. We'll do a little check-in each day. I'll do a little update. This will be me for a minute being like, I didn't watch Dark.
God, no.
I'll watch Dark.
Good.
All right. Do you want to have a catchphrase?
No. I think it should be Watch Dark.
Watch Dark.
Bring back 1899.